How confused do I look in that open? Back by popular demand, it's Well You Ask, your chance to ask questions to Sam and to me, and we might actually answer them. Sam, what is the first question, please?
These come to us via X, what we used to know as Twitter. This is a highly requested segment, Mike. I just want to remind everyone. So we start with the question about Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy. From a name not important, does Mike McCarthy's consistency of winning seasons make it less likely that Jerry relieves the head coach at season's end if a conference title game doesn't happen? We talked a little bit about this last night. We couldn't really get into it, so go ahead.
I understand the gist of the question, but shouldn't winning games matter to Jerry? I mean, if they go 12-5 for 3 straight years, I don't know how you could possibly let the coach go, unless they were just destroyed in such an embarrassing way in the postseason that maybe it would prompt Jerry to make that move. I say, of course it makes a difference to Jerry if the guy's going to go 12-5 and win the division this year and again go 12-5 for a 3rd straight year. Who could possibly disagree with that?
I'm not saying the regular season isn't important. Mike McCarthy has been an integral part in building this culture into what it is, but it's also his 4th season. And the last time I checked, is the regular season what this franchise prides itself on? No, I'm pretty sure it's Super Bowls. It's been 27 years since they won. When they have home field advantage, most likely the first 2 games. If they don't get to the NFC Championship game, I think it's something that's going to be looked at. How many more 12-win seasons can this team have? If they have 5 more 12-win seasons, is that fine in your eyes without a Super Bowl?
You know, if you want to penalize McCarthy for sins of the past, I guess that's up to you. Let's go to question number 2 now from Darren Boyd. Good question. Are the Rams a legit threat to the Cowboys in the playoffs? I do think the Rams, Sam, are a dangerous team. 6 wins in their last 7 games, a coach and a quarterback who both won a Super Bowl just a couple of years ago. Kyron Williams, a good young runner. Puka Nacua, a great rookie receiver as well. So, yeah, I think there's some real weapons on this Rams team.
I'm not saying they don't have the ability to, beat any team, because they had a really good game against the Ravens and they lost in overtime. But the thing that the Cowboys have going for them is that Stafford and the Rams are going to have to come to AT&T Stadium. I know the last time they played, Stafford got hurt, but this Cowboys team has won 16 straight at home, and especially in the playoffs, I think that makes an astronomical amount of difference, especially for the Cowboys, because we've seen it. They're a completely different team at home than what we've seen in the road. So to me, the Rams aren't as much of a threat. All right, let's go to number 3. With the NFL playoffs approaching fast, it's only fair to ask this. From Brian, a.k.a. the Don 77, so we know he's a Luka fan. He says, would making the NFC Championship game be a successful season for the Cowboys, or is it Super Bowl or bust?
This sort of builds on the McCarthy question a little bit, but again, I would argue if they make the NFC Championship game, given the record of this team over the last 28 years, it would have to be considered a successful season. The only way it wouldn't be is if they go to the NFC Championship game and go to San Francisco and lose 41-7 or something, and then I guess all bets are off. But for the most part, I would have to say if they get to a place they haven't been in 28 years, that by definition would be a successful season.
Yeah, McCarthy aside, just talking about this Cowboys team, because it's been such a long time since they made the conference championship, since 1996. If they get there, I think it's a huge feat. It's something that this team hasn't experienced. But if they lay an egg against the 49ers like they did in October, to me, it's going to bring the season to a complete dud of a year. It will. If they're not competitive in that game, fans are going to be chirping about that all offseason.
You're right. They're going to have 1, maybe 2 home games. So it would be a disappointing season if they don't make the NFC Championship game, if they wrap up the division here. All right, a ticket regular checks in tonight with the next question. You will hear this person call in during the e-break in the morning. The fake Natalie Maines asks, is Sam Gannon related to the former NFL great Rich Gannon? He's a former Delaware quarterback, so it's not a stretch for him to be a distant relative to my Massachusetts co-anchor.
Yes.
He also asks if I get paid more at Fox 4 or for the work I do on Capitol Hill, knowing full well that's my cousin Peter Doocy, who works on Capitol Hill. But how about the Rich Gannon connection, Sam?
You know, if I had a nickel for every time someone asked me that question, it's a good question. No, I am not related to Rich Gannon, although my uncle's name is Rich Gannon, my dad's brother. So the name
he's Uncle
is
Richie.
But he's Uncle Richie.
Yeah.
He's not Rich Gannon, the former NFL player now.
I could just see Uncle Richie all proud of his niece, Sam Gannon, the big star in Dallas, Texas.
Uncle Richie is dealing with all of the problems up in New England with the Patriots, basically, falling flat on their face. So he's dealing with that right now. All right, number 5. James Rosales asks, do you prefer TV over radio or vice versa? And would you quit them both for a high-paying cocktail lounge singing job? Mike, I think that one is directed towards you. Then James asks me, Sam, does he sing to himself at work? No, he doesn't sing to himself at work. He sings to me and he sings to producer Landry. And we are forced to sit at our desks. And listen, we listened to James Taylor, which was quite pleasant tonight.
Yeah, it was great. And I'm more of a whistler than a singer probably in situations like that. But as for TV or radio was my first love, but man, what those guys do on the ticket, I couldn't do that every day. That's too hard of work. Give me TV right now for as long as they keep paying me.
All right.
It's my turn now. See, this is how good I am at TV after all these years. We segue into the world of music, or continue in the world of music. We all like music. I know we do, from Tim Timothy. If you were auditioning for, insert name of Fox competition reality show here, which song would you each choose to sing? Which song would you perform?
So mine is a 1985 classic, by the one and only Whitney Houston. How will I know? In fact, in the office, we listened to a live version from the Brit Awards that I had never heard.
We can't sing it because we have to pay for it.
It was fantastic. I just think she had a one-of-a-kind voice. Rest her soul. Love Whitney. That's who I would sing. That's the song. What about you?
Good choice. Mine would be, and we kind of gave it away earlier.
Oh, yeah.
If I could just sing one song, would probably be from the great James Taylor, Fire and Rain. I think. Maybe the greatest pop song of the 1970s.
Also fits the tone of your voice, the notes that you could hit in it, kind of the cadence of it all.
And some would say the depressing nature of my personality as well. Landry, we're out of time yet for this segment? Please tell us. Please tell us. No, how much time do we have left?
It's been a fun ride, folks.
Please tell me it's over. Thanks for the questions, everybody.